Well, good morning. It's another beautiful day at Cheyenne Mountain State Park. We're going to do another loop hike today, about 4.5 miles, and we're actually starting from the Raptor Glen Grove across from it, the campsite at the Prairie Falcon Amphitheater parking lot. And you could actually join this hike in any number of different places, so this is just a convenient trailhead for us, given that we're camped at the Meadows campground. So looks like the Badgerita is out there looking for the start of our hike. So after a short hike down from the amphitheater, come to an intersection. We're going clockwise, or counterclockwise, I mean, and we're taking Boulder Run as the connector trail to connect on with the loop Blackmer that we want to do today. So we're on Boulder Run for a short period of time. There's about 500 feet of elevation gain today in about 4.5 miles, but it's a trail that was recommended by one of the park rangers as one of her favorite trails in the park, so we shall see. And I thought I heard turkeys from the parking lot, and I know they have them here, so it'd be pretty cool if we end up seeing some turkeys today. So this is a good map that shows we started at the amphitheater and came down on Boulder Run to connect with the Blackmer loop. And so we're going to go this direction and probably end up doing Cougar's Shadow, or we'll come straight down Blackmer, we'll see. But it loops around and then comes back, and you can actually connect and do another loop up here if you want. We'll see what happens. I'm not exactly sure what that is. It doesn't look like it's off of a vehicle of any kind, but I'm not sure. It's quite old. There were obviously some homesteaders back in here for years and years and years, so who knows. And there goes the Badgerita up the trail. Okay, it's decision time for us. We've come down the Blackmer, and we can either continue straight and continue on this loop, or we can go ahead and take the outer Cougar's Shadow and connect down here and then rejoin that loop. What do you think?
There we go.
Do the outer loop?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So in comparison to yesterday's hike, this trail gives me the impression that it's much older, and I'm going to say less groomed. It's narrower. There's more debris and rocks and that sort of thing than the hike that we took yesterday down further west, which was on the Talon and Sundance trails. And the Badgerita reminded me that we probably should check for ticks after we're done, because we are kind of closer to both sides of the trail than we were yesterday for sure.
I haven't seen any poison ivy yet.
No, hopefully we won't. We just closed the loop on Cougar's Shadow, and we're going to go on Blackmer now and follow the loop back around. That is right down the middle. That's where we would have come. So onward to finish this loop. Well, the Badgerita is testing out some new gear that we got. We got these clips for hand-free umbrella holding while we're on the Camino primarily. We needed to do a little bit of adjustment there. That works better. And as you can see, she's got complete movement It's not blocking her vision. Yeah, I would say that's
Yeah, it's not really
a
bouncing
success.
around. Yeah.
It doesn't bounce around.
Covering me.
Obviously, you can't use these in really high wind situations. You wouldn't use an umbrella anyway, but it can actually be used both in real hot, sunny conditions or raining without a lot of wind.
And you have to be aware of the trees.
Yeah, you kind of have to have a wider track, which the Camino tends to be much wider than this. So the east side of the Blackmer loop is much more groomed trail, much wider. It feels very much like yesterday. Well, as expected, we've been gaining elevation the last mile or so on the east side of Blackmer Loop, and we're just about up to the top and get some nice views from out here. Well, the Badgerita and I are back at the amphitheater where we parked, and this is going to end up a little over 4 miles. We're not going to extend with an additional loop, which we easily could do from here. We're going to head down to Florence and Canyon City and maybe do a hike down there at the tunnel trailhead. I've heard of a nice hike there. What'd you think of today?
It was a good hike. It wasn't too hard, pretty, all different kinds of things.
How about compared to Talon and Sundance yesterday?
I liked yesterday's hike better because it seemed a little bit more variety, but this was nice. It was a nice hike.
Yeah, that one had more views because you get up much higher, but very similar hike today, only not as long and not as much elevation gain.
Right.
So,
good hike.
Until our next hike, the Sid and the Badgerita out.